Ever thought about peeing in the sink? I know it sounds crazy, but before you dismiss it as totally bonkers, let me ask you this. How much water do you think you flush down the toilet every day? It's probably more than you realize. What if I told you there's a simpler, more eco-friendly way to answer nature's call? Stay with me here, folks. We're about to dive into the wonderful world of water conservation, and trust me, it's more exciting than it sounds. Get ready to rethink everything you thought you knew about bathroom breaks. Let's go. Prepare to be amazed, or maybe just grossed out. Every time you flush the toilet, you're sending gallons of perfectly clean water swirling down the drain. On average, a single toilet flush uses up to 3 gallons of water. That's like pouring 3 full milk jugs down the drain multiple times a day. Think about it, all that water just to get rid of a little pee. If you're like most people, you probably pee around 6 to 7 times a day. Now let's do some quick math. Let's say you flush every single time. That's potentially 18 to 21 gallons of water just from you every single day. Multiply that by everyone in your household and then everyone in your city, and suddenly we're talking about a whole lot of water. Flushing less is one of the easiest and most effective ways to conserve water in our homes. And guess what? There are some surprisingly simple alternatives. Okay, so we're flushing a lot of water down the drain. But why should we care? Well, water is a precious resource, my friends. It's essential for life, and we need to conserve it for future generations. Plus, saving water also saves energy and reduces our carbon footprint. Think about it, the water that comes out of your tap has to be pumped and treated, which requires a lot of energy. By using less water, we're reducing the amount of energy needed to treat and transport it. That means fewer greenhouse gases released into the atmosphere. Saving water isn't just about saving money on your water bill, although that's definitely a bonus. It's about protecting our planet and ensuring a sustainable future for all. Now, back to the original question, peeing in the sink. It might sound strange, but it's actually a surprisingly effective way to conserve water. Think about it. The sink is right there, and it uses far less water to rinse than a toilet flush. I know what you're thinking, but Bill, isn't that unhygienic? Don't worry, we'll get to that in a minute. But first, let's explore some other water-saving alternatives. Did you know that waterless urinals exist? They use clever engineering to eliminate the need for water altogether. And for those times when nature calls in the middle of the night, consider this. If it's yellow, let it mellow. That's right. Holding off on flushing until the morning can save a surprising amount of water. The point is, there are plenty of ways to answer nature's call without wasting gallons of precious water. It's all about being open to new ideas and challenging our preconceived notions. Okay, let's address the elephant in the room, hygiene. I know some of you are squirming at the thought of peeing in the sink, but trust me, it's not as gross as it sounds. In fact, it's just as hygienic as using the toilet, as long as you follow a few simple steps. First of all, aim carefully. This should go without saying, but let's be real, accidents happen. Keep a spray bottle of disinfectant cleaner handy for quick and easy cleanup. And remember, we're not talking about replacing all your bathroom breaks with sink sessions. This is just one small change you can make to conserve water, especially in a pinch. The key takeaway here is that being eco-friendly doesn't mean sacrificing hygiene. We can have both. Remember that catchy phrase from earlier, if it's yellow, let it mellow? It might sound silly, but it's actually a pretty solid water-saving strategy. The idea is simple. If you only need to pee, don't flush every single time. Holding off on flushing until you absolutely need to can save a surprising amount of water over time. And don't worry, it's not as gross as it sounds. Urine is actually sterile when it leaves your body, and it doesn't start to smell until it breaks down. Of course, this method is best suited for those who live alone or with understanding family members, but hey, it's worth a shot, right? Every little bit helps. Now, I know what you're thinking. Bill, peeing in the sink is a little too out there for me, and that's okay. There are plenty of other ways to conserve water in your bathroom that don't involve such drastic measures. How about installing a low-flow toilet? These water-saving wonders use less than half the water of traditional toilets without sacrificing performance. You can also try taking shorter showers, turning off the tap while brushing your teeth, and fixing any leaks promptly. Remember, every drop counts. By making small changes in our daily routines, we can make a big difference for the planet. We've covered a lot of ground today, from the shocking truth about toilet flushing to the surprising benefits of peeing in the sink and everything in between. But the main takeaway here is simple. It's time to rethink our relationship with water. For too long, we've taken this precious resource for granted, flushing it down the drain without a second thought. But as we've learned today, water is essential for life, and we need to conserve it for future generations. Changing our habits won't be easy. It takes effort, commitment, and a willingness to embrace new ideas. But I truly believe that together we can make a difference. So, what are you waiting for? Join the water-saving revolution today. Start by implementing some of the tips we discussed today, like taking shorter showers, fixing leaks, and yes, even considering alternative methods like peeing in the sink. Talk to your friends and family about water conservation. Spread the word. The more people who are aware of the issue, the more likely we are to make a real difference. Remember, every drop counts. Let's work together to create a more sustainable future for ourselves and for generations to come. Together, we can turn the tide on water waste.